Well, we've got some breaking news out of Sunset Park, Brooklyn. At least 5 people were shot and a potential explosion occurred on the platform of at least one subway station. Now, police were called to the 36th Street subway station at approximately 8:30 a.m., right in the middle of morning rush hour. The New York Fire Department confirmed that 13 people have been brought to the hospital so far.
Officials say they're seeking a man with a gas mask and an orange construction vest. He fled the scene shortly after the chaos began.
And he's described in this news article as a 5'5" black male, 175 to 180 pounds. That's from local ABC source. You know, so much of the early information in situations like this is not reliable. So, and you know, there's always endless speculation that's totally fact-free. So let's not do any of that. But it's horrifying. You're seeing the looking at the images. Have you seen the images, Kim? It looks just awful.
Yeah, I mean, luckily it looks like they're not reporting any fatalities at the moment, so that is good news. We'll see what happens once the people get to the hospital, once they get their treatment. But from the photographs, it looks like the people are conscious. They're sitting up. You know, there's blood, but they do seem to be not in, hopefully, critical condition. Hopefully they can get to the hospital, get treatment, and get out. But so they know about this guy. Do we know if he's been arrested, or are they just looking at footage and they're telling us what he looks like?
Yeah, they're just, and I don't know, maybe they have not, if they have footage of him, it's not been released. So I think this is from witness descriptions, which are very, very unreliable. So this could be a totally different person, although, you know, orange vest, gas mask is a distinctive thing to notice.
Yeah.
So they haven't released any footage yet that I can see. The governor, Kathy Hochul, she said that she was briefed on this developing situation. First responders on the scene, and they're working with the MTA to provide updates. So, you know, we'll be staying tuned for those. But, the pictures were bad.
Yeah, it seems like a question of not if, but when this will be politicized, and how. Obviously, we have new Mayor Eric Adams, who really came into office with a, anti-crime mandate, talking a lot about people's increasing security concerns on the subway. And there was some question of whether or not more progressive candidates in the race were meaningfully taking on the concerns that are felt by New Yorkers, and certainly whether or not they're exaggerated or not, or whether there are other priorities or not, or whether Eric Adams has the right approach to addressing crime in the subways or not. It's hard to believe that this won't become fodder for similar kinds of political activism going forward. So I look forward to learning more about the specifics of how and why this happened.
Yeah, right. It depends, what the specific origins of this depends which side gets to say, oh, if only, my enemies weren't in charge, blah, 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 demonization, etc. But
well, Eric Adams did actually amp up the police presence on the subway. He was trying to attract New Yorkers back to riding the subway. Many of them were afraid because of the rising crime rates. And so, something like this. So this sounds more like a terrorist attack. I mean, I know we're not trying to speculate,
but apparently the explosive, the claims about an explosion are in dispute. We just put up a tweet saying that there was no explosive device found. So it's not actually clear if there was an explosion. Obviously, people have definitely been shot. We've seen the pictures of that.
Right.
People have been brought to the hospital. So shooting for sure. People who haven't been around gunfire don't understand how loud it is. It can easily, if you're not accustomed to hearing it, you can hear gunfire and think, wow, an explosion just went off, and when it was actually just a gun. So that's a very, believable thing to have people say, oh, there was an explosion, and actually there was not an explosion, just gunfire.
Now, are they still reporting that they found undetonated devices? So that is something that they claimed that, that was the early reports coming out that they, apparently what the original scene, what had happened was that there was smoke on the subway. Firefighters went down there because of reports of smoke, only to find people had been shot.
Right. And
then they had found some undetonated devices. So where the smoke came from, what are these undetonated devices?
So CNN says 5-shot and possible smoke device detonated. Not an explosive, but a smoke device.
Right.
But again, I mean, guns do create, there could be smoke from gunfire.
Yeah, the pictures did look sort of hazy, but I'm no gun expert. The mayor is continuing to be briefed on the situation and says that while they're learning more, that New Yorkers should stay away from this area for their safety so that first responders can help those in need and investigate.
Yeah, stay away from there for now, and we'll let We'll let you know more when we hear more. It's a developing story, obviously, but thoughts, obviously, well wishes to anyone who was involved in this. Hopefully, no casualties and everybody gets the treatment they need. So hoping for the best, and we'll update you more when there's more that we know.